is, I'm sure you've all got the joke right off the cover and the title, hopefully you have, a multi-level joke which of course is actually reflects the multi-leveled, multi-layered referentiality of this incredible new graphic novel by Mary and Bryan Talbot. In that order, by the way, no disrespect Bryan, but Mary is the writer and the originator of this one. And a very important first collaboration of this couple, a celebration really of 40 plus years of being together, which I think is in itself a remarkable achievement, quite apart from the graphic novel. Not all of us can stick each other for 40 plus years. And of course it's a wonderful reference because Dotter is not only, it's a quote, Dotter is a quote from Joyce, it is also of course a beautiful visual pun on the dots of the eyes of the character, which if you love something like Hergé, for example, and Tintin, you know that all Tintin's eyes are always just these dots, right, exactly. And as you'll see here we have artwork on display from the book, original drawings by Bryan, and once again Bryan has reinvented himself. Bryan, I think, is in many ways the Will Eisner of Britain, in many ways. And he's in his prime, not perhaps quite as young as he was, but he wouldn't tell you that, but still carving out a career that is going to result in remarkable graphic novels, still surprising us with new stuff with every new book he does. And that, I think, is perhaps the lesson that Eisner and Bryan Talbot give us, is that there's no reason to kind of sort of settle for a formula, settle for a kind of cliched approach, just to decide that you've come to the end of your creative life when you get to 50 or 60 or goodness what age Bryan is actually. He can trick us all under the table. The fact is that he is still in full flow. That's the key word. The word is flow. Creative flow, just literally pouring out these incredible new comics. What he's achieved here is a fascinating double, with Mary, very importantly, a double biography. On the one hand, the autobiography of Mary and her childhood as the daughter of a complex and difficult father who was a Joycean expert, interwoven with the biography of Lucia Joyce, James Joyce's daughter, and alongside that, you're also understanding underneath it all the subtext of contrasting the opportunities and the prospects that were denied to Lucia Joyce in her lifetime, which are suddenly now more possible for someone like Mary, who's been able to develop and see her life grow, her experience grow, to become a doctor of linguistics and a respected academic, which is not something that Lucia was ever able to do. So you suddenly get another level of reading to this. And to achieve that double reading, you've got on the one hand the kind of sepia-toned, slightly grey 50s with occasional highlights of colour, which Bryan's come up with for this new technique of the story, interwoven with other flashbacks to Lucia's life, which are tinted in a pale blue pale blue tint, giving you immediately a register where you understand where you are as you move back and forth through time. And alongside that, it also is amusing because it's one of the first comics I've seen where you've got the writer in footnotes saying, you haven't got this bit right. They could, of course, got rid of those. In theory, someone could have said, why are we doing that? We should have corrected these panels. But it's actually another level of reading to the whole thing. So a brilliant graphic novel, and I think we should toast both Mary and Bryan for a wonderful masterpiece on the walls tonight and launching this evening at Orbital. Thank you so much, Mary and Bryan. And now I'm very delighted to introduce, even more importantly, someone without whom Bryan might very well not be making comics, I think. This is Lee Harris from Brainstorm Comics from Alchemy, who's got a few words to say as well.
Yes, well, welcome. Lovely to see Bryan and Mary once more. I'm the guy who, in 1975, when the young Bryan Talbot came up with his first bit of graphic illustrations called Brainstorm, Out of the Crucible, The Adventures of Chester P. Hackerbush. He came down to London from Preston, and I loved his first few pages of work, and I never published a comic, but I could see there was an instinctive and great work. This guy had a really great knowledge of comics and great instinct, and I published his first 100 pages of his work, which I'm eternally proud of. And at that time, he was only in his early 20s, and I went up to Preston, and I met Mary, and their two little newborns then, and they lived in a terraced house on a cobble street, and I watched Bryan grow up here, and his different novels were quite brilliant, and always was innovative and interesting, and I just went with the flow, because because I knew I had a great talent here and someone who knew his art very well. And here we are, some 35, 36 years later, and I come to all of Brian's things, and I often think it's one of the best things I did in my life, this so-called discovery. And finally, Brian has become a great friend, and I'm very, very proud of
That's a
his
great
work.
honour, because you have done a lot, actually. Yeah.
Thank you, Brian. And I think this book, which is so beautiful and so moving, and it's nice to see, as Paul said, the wonderful collaboration between the two of them. I wish you luck with this book, and I think it's going to be a great, good seller. Bless you all. Thanks for knowing. Mary.
He's also, by the way, we should toast James Joyce here, because it actually is his 130th birthday today. So happy birthday, James Joyce, without whom Wayne Parker's book wouldn't have been. Do you say a few words yourself, Brian?
No, thank you for coming, that's all I'm going to say.
Thanks for the drink. Yes, congratulations. And your signing is tonight, or what's
tomorrow?
Tomorrow,
Yeah,
fine.
here at
Okay,
5.
right. Good. Okay.
Well, if any can't be here tomorrow, I'm happy to sign them tonight.
I don't really intend to make a speech except to say thank you very much, all of you, for coming. It's a great pleasure to see you all. Drink up.